friends, this is the Mrs. Wolfie from our Half Acre Homestead, and Nancy came to visit me on the weekend, and look at this wonderful kale that she brought me from her garden. Heirloom organic kale, folks. You can't beat it. So what I've decided to do, rather than force feed it to Howie in shakes in the morning, which I don't force feed, he really loves the stuff. What I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to make kale chips on the dehydrator. See if we can replace potato chips. We don't eat a whole lot of potato chips because, well, they just don't sit well with us anymore. But I'm game to try, okay? We don't necessarily like kale all that much when it comes to eating it, or, the only time we ever seem to be able to eat it, dear, is in a shake. Yeah. So we're going to try this recipe. I've looked at several and I didn't have all the ingredients, so I'm making my own up, as usual. But anyway, what we're doing is we're de-stemming the kale, and we want to keep as many pieces roughly that big if possible. We're going to take it off the stem in chip-sized pieces, and I'm going to wash it. And what else you're going to need besides kale is some dehydrated onions or onion powder, dehydrated garlic or garlic powder, peppercorns, the juice from 1 or 2 lemons. I don't know how that's going to go yet, how much. And I would say sea salt, except that my mother-in-law brought me some wonderful sea salt with garlic and basil. And there isn't a whole lot of garlic and basil in here. It's mostly salt, so I'm gonna add some more onions and stuff. But I'm gonna use this sea salt, and of course my handy dandy coffee grinder, which I don't have out yet. So I'll be back when I have these washed and patted dry, and then we'll make up the seasonings. All right, we'll see you then. And don't throw these out, guys. If you got rabbits or goats or anything like that, obviously give them to the goats. If not, chop them up and throw them in your compost. Being that the kale is organic, and I know, Nancy, no pesticides, no herbicides, I'm soaking it in cold salt water because, well, when I was taking it out of the bag, I found a little slug. So we're just going to make sure nobody is hangers on. There's no little bug hangers on while we're dehydrating. So I guess I should measure this, sort of measure. We're going to take about a teaspoon of my dehydrated garlic flakes, and I don't know, about a teaspoon of my dehydrated onion flakes. I like more garlic than onion, but oh well, there we go. About a teaspoon of dehydrated onion flakes. And about, I don't know, 10 peppercorns. And we're going to open Mama's Urban Garlic sea salt, and we're going to put about a teaspoon of that in there. Okay, and we're just going to, of course, oh, that looks lovely. Now let's give it a little taste test. Needs more garlic. I put too much of that sea salt in. Let's put a little bit more garlic in, because we love garlic. And garlic is so good for you. Okay, there's our seasonings. Now we're going to take our lemon, because you really only need enough juice to just coat. Again, from Nancy. Everybody should have a Nancy in their life, guys. I really, really do. Now, I've heard of people using olive oil and nutritional yeast and all these things that have, but olive oil is not something that I would like on the vegetable. I know it's kind of like a salad dressing, but we want this to dry, and oil does not dehydrate well, does it? We're not going to oven toast these. We're going to dehydrate them. So we're going to use some lemon juice to help adhere the seasonings to the vegetables. Okay, folks. Now, I've rinsed it, and I've done some patting dry with some paper towel. Now you're not going to completely get this this all dry unless you, of course, dry it in the dehydrator. However, this is also another reason that I'm using lemon juice. Oil and water don't mix. Lemon is fine. There we go. Juice from one lemon and all the other ingredients that I talked about when I put them in this little thingamajiggy. Coffee grinder. Sorry folks, it's getting to the end of the day and I'm getting tired. Alright, now we're just going to toss, just like you would a salad. And now I'm not kidding folks when I say if Howie or Wolfie gives a thumbs up on this, it is truly going to be a wonderful thing. You know why? When I met my husband, oh, there goes a piece on the floor. When I met my husband, he was literally a meat and potatoes man. And, you know, even his old mother couldn't get him to eat broccoli. 22 years later, this man's eating broccoli, drinking kale shakes, and eating rice cakes. Remember I remember the first time I offered him a rice cake, he said if I wanted to eat styrofoam, I'd eat styrofoam. But he likes them now, don't you, dear?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to take a little taste. Oh, wow. That's really powerful, actually. That's really strong. So, let's hope it retains the flavor when we dehydrate it. Okay, and so we're just going to now take these chips and we're just going to start laying these on the tray. Now, I have been told that they lose a lot of the veggie, the kale taste in the dehydration process. So let's hope that's true because we're not big fans of kale, raw, cooked, or otherwise, unless it's in one of my green shakes. I have 6 trays of seasoned kale. We're going to set our dehydrator at 145 degrees for the first hour, and then we're going to turn it down to 115. All right, we'll be back when these come out of the dehydrator. Here they are, folks. Let's try one, shall we? Not all of them are completely dry, but I couldn't wait. Wow, they're really delicate. Come here, Howie. I think they're really delicate.
All right.
You know what? But I think what I might do is grind them up like a parsley and use them as a seasoning. What do you think? That way we're getting our vitamins.
Yeah.
And it'll go farther too.
Yeah, I couldn't see myself eating a whole pile of them.
Okay, folks, I've decided that these kale chips, I seasoned them a little too much, and they're way too delicate to survive my pantry as chips. So I'm going to make them into a seasoning. I am going to grind them up. I know I've been grind happy lately. And use them as a sneaky nutritional seasoning. And when I say sneaky nutritional seasoning, I'm going to use them like maybe you would parsley. You almost don't need to put them in the grinder, but I want to make it a powder. Because remember, I used lemon juice and salt and garlic and onion and peppers. So let's just have a look and see how it grinds. And it's not going to take much. Oh, that's lovely. If you want something that is nutritiously sneaky, that you can sneak into food, because remember, this is a real, you can sprinkle this on salads, and it's one way to get this powerhouse of nutrition into your family's diet on a daily basis, and they don't even need to know about it. You can put it in salad dressings, you can put it on top of salads, you can sprinkle it on your spaghetti, and it looks no different than parsley. Isn't that wonderful? This is how much kale powder I got. Half a cup, sorry. But you know what? With the amount of garlic and seasonings and lemon juice I put in here, it is packed with flavor, and I mean packed. I imagine that this would be really good on, like I said before, this could be really good on salads, in soups, stews, on garlic bread. What a way to get your vitamins, and I mean vitamins, and antioxidants without even knowing that you're eating healthy. Seasoned kale powder. Who'd have thunk it?